Hi everybody, it's Lavinia. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to unbox this Aqueon 10-gallon fish tank. I bought it at Petco. Years ago, I had a betta fish. In fact, there's a watercolor painting I did of Indy. So what I'm thinking actually is I want to get a snail, a mystery snail, some real aquatic plants, and some shrimp. So I bought this at Petco a couple of weeks ago, still haven't unboxed it, so I'm going to do that now, and just to take a look at what's inside. So it has the hood, the power filter, the heater, the net, I think some water conditioner, and fish food. So the person at Petco said to, I guess, cycle the water first. We have hard water here in Arizona, so I guess actually for snails and shrimp that's probably good. But there's chlorine in pretty much any tap water or city water, so that's what the water conditioning is for. So he said, to do that maybe for about a week. So next week I'll then go and get the aquatic plants, and then maybe a couple of weeks after that I'll get the shrimp and the snails. But I also want to see what this $55 in savings is. It says coupons inside for dogs, cats, small animals, fish, and reptiles. So we'll take a look at that as well. So this is actually where I want to put it. This is usually where I do my crafting. This table goes up, and this table here goes up and down, but this is a dresser, and on the other side of it, that's where I have the drawers that I have my fabric, my paper pads, and other stuff in there. So I figure when I'm sitting here, here's the window, I can, take a look at the snails and the shrimp. And so let's start opening it up. Okay. All right, so when I had Indy, my betta fish, I had a 5-gallon fish tank. So I never had a 10-gallon before. But with mystery snails, it said, I was watching videos and researching them. It said 1 per 5-gallon tank. And I think I would like to get 2. And I don't know what started me into trying to see again about getting into aquatic life. But I think maybe when I was painting Indy, the watercolor, and I don't know, some friends of mine have axolotls. They almost look like little carp fish, but they're not. Oops. All right, so let me just get this out. All right, so it looks like here's the whole bunch of coupons, so we'll look at that in a minute. But I just want to see. Take that out. So here's the lid, and it comes with LED lights. This room is a little bit dark. I mean, when I have the lights on, it's fine, but otherwise it is a little bit dark in here. So looks like these are all the other items. So here's the filter. This is the water conditioner. And it's also by Aqueon, so that's the brand. And here's the fish net. There's an instruction manual. Tropical fish flakes, which actually the rep at Petco said to put this in the tank even if there's no fish, because that's what starts the biofilm or the ecological process, because the snails and the shrimp eat food, and I guess it has to, in order for the water to be good for them, they have to have something in there. So besides the water conditioner, he did recommend still to put this in there. Here's a setup guide. Let's see what this is. Maybe it's the heater. Yeah, so this is the heater. This is Okay, so this is the temperature gauge. So it has Fahrenheit and Celsius. Oh, and I see as I touch it, it starts to, I don't know if you can see, the camera is on the opposite side, but it starts to turn blue. So that's kind of cool. So fish flakes. Oops, what else is in here? So it looks like it has the plug with the little switch in here too. All right, so let me take out the actual aquarium itself. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the tank. What's kind of weird is, I don't know if you can see it here, like this is the silicone, I guess, that keeps these pieces of glass together, but it's kind of like sticking out here. I mean, I guess it'll keep the water in. I am going to actually, when I do the setup, put this in the kitchen for, for the week or two, before I get well, next week I'll get the plants, but I'll wait another couple of weeks to then get the actual aquatic life. So, because in case anything leaks, I just want to make sure, that it's not on this wood. I probably will then get a piece of plastic with a little bit of a rim, maybe to put around here, but I don't know. Kind of worries me. I'll show you a little bit up close. So for example, see, here's the silicone. And so this is on the inside. Here too, so it's all in, this is all silicone, I guess, that's around here. So maybe to make it waterproof. So I guess we'll see. Let me see what the back looks like. So this is on the outside. So as you can see, this is, again, maybe it's just to make it more secure. I'm trying to think the 5-gallon one that I had, if maybe it had a rim, and this is maybe rimless ones. Maybe that's the way they're made. I don't know if you have a fish tank. Let me know. Is that normal? Is this what it's supposed to look like if it's rimless? I don't know. But I'm gonna go now and bring this into the kitchen, and I'll show you the setup. Also, just wanted to show you the coupons that were in here. So I could probably use this, maybe. I could use this. I suppose I could use this. I don't have any rabbits. My parents have a dog. Maybe I could use that. Don't have any birds. So even though it says $55 worth of coupons for fish or cats, I don't see anything for cats in here. I can maybe use a couple of dollars, well, maybe $10 worth, but definitely not $55. So I guess it depends what you have. I guess if you have rabbits and birds, there's more stuff in here for as far as for coupons go. So I read that you have to rinse out your tank because of debris, and there was dust and stuff like that. So usually people do it with a paper towel, but it was taking too long, so I am using my faucet here. Just to get rid of all that by the sink. And this faucet also has this feature, so I can go close like that. This, by the way, is a Delta faucet we got at Home Depot. And they say not to use any chemicals or soap or anything like that because there could always be residue. So no Windex, soap, dish soap, or any kind of soap because, again, that chemical can still remain in here even though you may have rinsed it out. You think you may maybe have rinsed it out really well, but it can be harmful for the aquatic life. So just going to tip this over and start with the next process. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add, let me see, where is it? Add gravel. And because I'm putting in aquatic plants. I was looking at some videos and people were using soil and then sand on top, but the person at Petco, he recommended quite heavy. It says, let's see, eco-planted aquarium substrate, and it says no rinsing. In fact, it seems like there's some water in here, and let me just show you quick. By the way, I just had to tell you really quick that I just love this Saji phone stand. I've got it right here, attached to my chair. Okay, so this says use 1 to 2 pounds of eco-planted aquarium substrate per gallon of aquarium water. 2 pounds per gallon or more will deliver the best performance. Ideal bed depth is at least 3 inches. And because this is a 10-gallon, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the whole thing in. I don't have other gravel in here, so I don't have to worry about this warning. And I guess the company is Cartridge. So let me just open up the pack and I will start putting this in the aquarium. I don't really want to get gravel all over the place, so I'm just going to try and open it in here, especially that it has water in here. And hopefully this will work. I should have used an X-Acto knife. I also bought just one decoration so far. That. So I'm hoping you guys can see. And let me check, hold on a second. Just wanted to show you what I bought. This also I bought at Petco. It's about the, I did like some other stuff, but in case I get a betta, I was feeling around the edges, you know, for fish that have like the long flowing fins or anything like that. I just wanted to check and make sure there was nothing sharp. And most of the other things were sharp. In fact, I was going over like a rock and like a piece of steel or something got caught in my finger. So this is about the only thing that I found that was like that. So, and the way I'm going to do the fish tank in the room is that because I can see it from this long side and this long side, and one of the shorter sides, I'm going to make it actually that the side closest to the window will have more of the gravel. And once I get the plants, you know, then I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here. This I'll eventually rinse off too. All right, so let's see next step. Okay, even though this one, the next step says add plants and decor, I think I'm going, well, okay, let me rinse out that barrel decoration and then I'll figure out where to put it. So at first I was thinking of putting the barrel here to make this sort of like a higher up land, but I think I may like it here, and then I'll put more of the plants here naturally. And I guess, you know, when I do tank changes or water changes, I can always change up the decor. I may want to get a rock or something. Maybe I'll check elsewhere, or if they have new decor, you know, just to add. Okay, so the next step is to add water. Now I don't have plants in here, so I don't have to really worry about it being room temperature. And I have seen other videos where it's okay, even though this one says to put the plants in first and then add the water, where people do already have the tank and then they're adding plants as it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in the water. That's why it's, you know, close here to the kitchen sink, and I'll just add the water. I love this feature from my sink, my faucet. I guess you use it if you're rinsing dishes, but as you can see, it's not really moving the gravel anywhere. So I could even, you know, put it here. Now the instructions say to put the water level to close here. Let me see. With water to bottom edge of top frame over here, but I'm actually going to leave more space because if I get snails, I may want them to breed, and the type of snail that I'm getting, the mystery snail, it needs some room. So I'm not going to fill it up all the way. All right, so I'm just going to let this fill. Okay, so I filled that up. There's still bubbles, so that'll clear up pretty soon. I'm going to now add the water conditioner. It says makes tap water safe for fish. And it says here should be used when filling your aquarium for the first time, refilling water due to evaporation, or making water changes and adding new fish. And it says instantly neutralizes chlorine and chloramines typically found in tap water, making it safe for fish and reduces stress for fish, etc. So directions: use the attached milliliter dosage cap and add 5 milliliters or 1 teaspoon per 10 gallons of water. So I will, let's see where that is. So here's the 5 milliliter, here's the 5 milliliters, so I'm going to put in that much in here. Just going to shake it up. I don't know if there's, just want to check. Yeah, there's a little sealer here. I can take that off. So I'm really excited to get the shrimp. I'm not sure what color. I guess I'll have to see what they have, but I've seen that there's blue and red and striped and yellow, and the same goes for the mystery snails. There's purple and jade, and let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this in here at 5 milliliters. If any of you have snails or fish or shrimp, let me know. And if you, especially if you have videos on them. All right, so I'm just going to add that in the tank. Let's see. Right there. I'll just switch that around. I'll add just a little bit more water. Okay, the next step is putting in the filter, and inside the filter, they actually have $2 off products here, so that's actually kind of cool. And this is a carbon filter, and I was watching someone else's video who does really aquatics. I think he does that for a living, and something about like money, I don't want to say wasted, but products that you probably don't need to waste money on, kind of a thing. And one of them that they said was the cartridge filters. And I mean, I have this, so I'll go ahead and I'll put this in, but I will probably have to re-find what that video was and follow kind of like what he was saying. I think I may end up getting one of the sponge filters, which is a different type of filter, but for now I will go ahead and put this one in. So these are the instructions for the filter. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow this. I've rinsed out the cartridge, and I'm just going to do this setup. Actually, sorry, those instructions were for maintenance. This is the installation and operation. So these are the instructions I'm going to follow. So I've added here, I've rinsed out this cartridge here. And I guess this is the biomedia filter. And it says to put water to 1 inch from the top. So I think that's about 1 inch. And I'm going to add the cover. I don't remember things being this complicated when I did my other, well, maybe that was because it was a 5-gallon tank with the bed of fish. So I've got that going. I'm going to plug it in, and I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, all right, okay, so it has this little waterfall here. I was wondering how water was going to get into it, but so I guess it sucks it up from the pump underneath there, brings it in, probably goes through the cartridge, and then comes out there. Okay, so that explains that. All right, so that's pretty much it. The filter is done. There is a little area, I guess there's a little, where did it go? There's a little light thing that you could put in there here towards the top in this section where you can, it'll signal when the cartridge needs to be changed. But again, that's not something that I'm kind of worried about. Again, I'm only getting a couple of snails and some shrimp, so I'm going to get a different type of filter eventually. Oh, here it is. It's this little thing here that you put it in, and it signals when the cartridge needs to be changed. All right, so next step. So we do the filter. It says here add thermometer and heater. So at this point in time, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll save that for the later video when I put the plants in. And then it says add light and hood. Again, that's something I'm not going to do right now. Again, I don't think the cats will do anything up here, but after adding the light and hood, then it says add fish. So this is just my part 1. Once I get the plants, I will do a video of that on making that aquascape with the plants. Maybe I might want to get a rock also, and then when I have the plants, I will probably then at that point in that video show you how I add the thermometer and heater, because that's when I would probably want to maintain, I suppose they have to have a certain temperature. And then in maybe a few weeks, so next week I'm going to get the plants. A few weeks after that, I will get the shrimp and the snails. But what's nice about Petco is that they said I can bring a sample of my water, and they will check to see if the pH is fine, you know, how the nitrates and ammonia and all that stuff is doing. So I am going to add a little bit of that fish food to start getting that biomedia going. But I hope you found this interesting. Let me just show you, I guess, what it looks like right now from the side. So this is how it's looking right now from the side. Of course, it still has the bubbles in there. And I have to say, this substrate does not smell or anything like that. I was wondering if it was going to smell fishy, if it was going to smell like dirt, but it doesn't. Again, all these bubbles will eventually go away. There's the filter. That's just an easy water flow. So I guess, you know, for shrimp and snails, you know, you don't want them to get caught up in here. So I think that's why people use sponge filters. Also helps like the little baby fish. So yeah, that's about it. So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, just let me know, and stay tuned then for the second part for when I get the plants. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care.